know from experience that creating something, and especially something this major, is not easy. We're honored also to have with us tonight Chris Liu, who both served as Undersecretary of Labor for President Obama and also as Randi's colleagues. He certainly knows how to pick the good ones. Please join me in welcoming Chris Liu.
Rochelle and Sasha, thank you for having us to your lovely home. I have to figure out how one gets a house in this neighborhood. So I am so thrilled to be here and support Randi. I have, during my 20 years in politics, had the opportunity to work in a lot of high-pressure work environments, and so I understand the value of coaching and mentoring. And one of the things that I'm most proud about is the organizations that I've led is that they've been almost completely dominated by women. During my 8 years in the Obama administration, I had six deputies and chief of staff. Every single one was a woman. And that's not just me, taking the time to mentoring them, but it's also them stepping up to the challenge. And what I sort of saw acutely were the challenges that they face both internally and externally. And it's one of the reasons why I'm such a great promoter of women in the workplace. And so I had the chance to work with Randi at Fiscal Note, and she was fantastic in that role. But when she started telling me about this job, I just saw this passion. And the reason why she's so passionate about this idea of helping women, it's not just an academic thing for her, because she has actually lived that experience. She understands the challenges and she understands how to overcome them. And in a sense, that's the kind of coach you want. You want somebody who is strong and effective and enthusiastic, but you want somebody who's encouraging and empathetic. And that's ultimately what it's about. It's about being empathetic as well. And this is something that I think, organizations both in government and private sector have to get right. Because we are leaving far too many people on the sidelines. We don't have enough people who are really stepping up to their full potential. And whenever I'm in government, I used to whenever you're trying to find a great quote, you always go back to your old boss, Barack Obama, who always says something insightful. And I sort of found this, you all may have seen this, he was in Singapore last month, and he talked about the role of women. And again, this will offend half the people in this room, actually not half, it's like maybe a third of the people. He said, no, because it's about women and men. He said, now women, I just want you to know you are not perfect, but what I can say pretty indisputably is that you're better than us men. I'm absolutely confident that for 2 years, if every nation on earth was run by women, you would see a significant improvement across the board on just about everything. And if you look at the world right now and look at the problems, it's usually old people, usually old men, not getting out of the way. And I will say, as increasingly an older man, I am so happy to get out of the way and leave this world and this country to the next generation of leaders, hopefully who will be mentored and coached by Randi. And I would also say this, and I know Randi, obviously wants to focus on women, but what she's really doing in terms of helping women enhance their brand, increase their networks, understand the value of diverse and inclusive workplaces, that applies to teams as well. And I think effective teams need to understand some of these values as well. So this is my way of sort of thanking Randi for the work she did for us at Fiscal Note, but as well encouraging her in this incredible endeavor. This is something I'm so passionate about, and I'm excited to see what you do with this. So good luck.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Sasha and Rochelle, wherever you are, if you can hear me on the baby monitor. Is their house not gorgeous? Yes. This is a place that I spend a lot of time in, and your friendship is so meaningful to me. And so to celebrate this here, I could get choked up. Thank you so much. It just means so much to me, and it's so special to come full circle back here. Thank you, Chris. It's hard to believe that it was actually a year ago this week that I sat down next to you at my desk at Fiscal Note. And our friendship has been fast and has truly become, along with the mentoring you provided me, something that I truly, truly treasure. So thank you for coming tonight. To my parents, where are they? Hi. And my brother, who came down from New York, I promised you I would do something with that women's studies degree. So here we are. Can we give my husband Benji a round of applause? Some of you know Benji better than other people. Benji believed in this and me and something major before I believed in this. He is the one one who pushed me to hang out a shingle. He is the one who told me that I could transform this into a real business. And he is the one who has moved every single mountain in our lives to make sure that I can say yes to every opportunity while growing his own thriving career. So thank you, Benji. And thank you all of you for coming to my lunch party. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Randi Braun, and I am the founder of Something Major. As I look around this room, I see so many people who were real champions for me earlier in my career. First as a fundraiser, then as a business development executive. You sat me at tables with your boards. You sat me at tables with your C-suite executives. And that meant a lot. And I look around, I also see people who across 2019 who made the introductions, the referrals, the invitations to speak with your teams, and the invitations to join you on your professional journey that has transformed this into a business. So thank you to all of you. To my newer friends, perhaps we haven't met, here's something important that you should know. And there's a lot of people in this room I have to meet. Something really important I want you to know about this business. This business started completely by accident. You see, coming up in my career as a fundraiser and then later as a sales executive, I got really good early on at doing some pretty important things. That was managing against big goals that sometimes I set, sometimes I didn't set. That was objection handling. That was managing complex groups of stakeholders and talking to the senior most executives in DC and around the world about something really tough, which is money. Along the way, I had my 2 kids in 2 years and 6 days, and during that crazy period, managed to double my compensation. So word kind of got around about my story, and the coaching that I was doing with friends who were fellow mothers and women, or who were also executives or entrepreneurs, suddenly spread to friends of their friends, spread to invitations to speak at panels and at conferences, calls from places like Parents Magazine, and I was just riding this whole wave. Soon, before I knew it, is Mandy Quinn in this room? Friends were inviting me to speak at places like Uber and Megan at National Association of Manufacturers and speak on gender-neutral topics about fundamental business competencies like authentic relationship building and effective and innovative business development. So here we are at the launch of Something Major. This is now what I'm doing full time, and I'm really excited about advancing my mission of connecting not just executive women and mothers to their dreams, but also because I learned as a sales leader that you cannot have good team performance or great organizational success in a vacuum. I am equally as excited to spend my time, like Chris said, working with the teams who these amazing women lead and serve. So before we get back to the festivities, indulge me so I can just tell you a little bit about how I'll be spending my time. The first way is going to be through executive coaching for working women and working mothers, as well as with men who are invested in male allyship. I'll also be leveraging my deep experience in business development, just as Bobby Moran, how great I am, to work with organizations like corporations, associations, and law firms as a coach, consultant, and trainer. I'll also be building programs for some of these organizations, and I've already started this work. So whether it's working with corporations and law firms to help build programs that retain and engage their most high potential women leaders, or working with organizations like associations and embassies to help them build the programs for their external audiences that tell the message that they want to send about what it means to identify with them as a woman in leadership. Finally, I'll be doing a lot of this. I'll be doing a lot of speaking, and I've already started that. So I speak at conferences, do workshops, and have had the pleasure of speaking at some offices and doing some retreats. I have one ask of every single person in this room, and it's very simple. This is a business that started with conversations. And my only ask of you today is that you continue that dialogue with me. Share your ideas, share your feedback. Truly, I'm standing up here because there were brave women and brave team leaders in this room who said, I have a true confession about the pain point that my organization or that I'm personally having in my life. So, thank you all for coming. This is by no means the end of the party. Please stay and enjoy this beautiful home. And thank you so much for coming this evening.
Yeah.